welcome back to the Money Goddess podcast. I'm your host, Jasmine Thomas Bridges, and I'm so excited about today's episode. So, I am going to be going all in to help you prepare for the new year, or if you are listening to this later on in 2025, trust me, this is still going to help you. What I want to focus on is helping you to transform your life in 90 days. So you can apply this at any time and yield those results. I am going to give you the step-by-step tips and habits to be able to quantum leap your reality. So I'm telling you, you want to get out your journal for this. If you are listening in on the radio, YouTube, whatever, you can always come back to this. You can also go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts to catch up on these episodes. Now, let's dig in. So, I am going to be giving you exact step-by-step processes because I really want you to be able to be successful and have long-term growth, as opposed to you just getting like all excited for this new year. You're like thinking maybe this is going to be a great year, all of this, all of that, but not recognizing and realizing that you can actually start today. So I started my 90-day process on October 1st, which that's called now the winter arc, which I kind of like that name. It's like, all right, I'm going inward. I'm really getting to my truest self. I'm getting to my highest self, and I'm able to reflect on the past year and really just dig deep. You know, we all go indoors when it starts to get at those cooler temperatures, and we just have that time to really see like where we are in life, what we want to do moving forward, you know, and just allowing ourselves to see where we want to go within the new year. Now, for me, I want to be very crystal clear. The first thing you want to do is focus in on one area in your life, okay? In order for you to have the most success for 2025, when you are looking at an area that you might have the most trouble with, that is going to help you transform that area faster. Hello, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you live. Hello, everyone. We are digging into all things Winter Arc Edition, how to make your life so much more successful. What's up? What's up? Thank you so much. Okay, so the first thing in order to have a strong Winter Arc Edition, as I shared, is I want you to focus in on one area of your life, okay? It's very easy for you as you are preparing for 2025 to focus on like 5 or 6 different areas, and then you find yourself not even able to master anything. It is better to be efficient in one area than to be deficient in multiple areas. So I'm telling you guys, I want you to get your journals out and just take that time to write out at least one area that you feel you could use the most improvement. Now, for me, I started my winter arc, as I mentioned, in October, and I wanted to focus on fitness. As I was reflecting over the year of 2024, I was like, listen, like, that's an area while I've been working on it, I'm not really seeing the exact results that I would like to have. And so I want to welcome you to comment your area you want to focus on. Like, what is it that you feel like you really, really need to change? I know I needed to change in specifically fitness because it would affect everything else in my life. If I wasn't the most healthy, I would not be able to do my work as well. If I wasn't getting the cardio in, or the building my stamina, it just wouldn't feel good for me, right? And it led to self-esteem. You really want to see how one area can change your life. Okay, I see. Oh, awesome, you're working on your winter arc. Okay, first, keep getting bigger and bigger. Okay. Tell me more about for your winter arc. What is it that you are working through? What is it, the couple things that you're thinking of? Would love to hear that. I enjoy doing this live now because I get to talk to you guys and just see how I can help more in a live setting. Legs and upper body. Oh, you know what? For my fitness journey, I actually do Pilates. So that might be helpful for you. Pilates. It really tones and helps you a little bit more as well. There's the flexibility, the core, all of those things. And you guys, that's the result that I actually got. I was lifting before my winter arc, and then I started doing Pilates, and I have already lost 5 pounds within 2 weeks. Yes. So I'm really pressing towards my goals. And so for me, instead of trying to do like so many different workouts, I'm only really doing 2 things that I know will stick. And that's like fat burning, HIIT exercise style, and then Pilates. It really, really helps. So that brings me to my next point. Now, as you are focusing in on your one area for your winter arc, if you notice you're not hitting your goals, it might be because you have too many things going on, even in that one area. So what I did was look at, okay, what are 1 to 2 habits that I could change and get the most success. So for me, it was changing and doing Pilates, right? What about for you? If your particular winter art goal is about finances, what is maybe 1 to 2 things that you could potentially change, right? And just really think about that. Once you master those 1 to 2 things that you're changing and what you're focusing on for your winter arc, you will begin to see better results for yourself. Now, another thing, whenever you are deciding your one area you want to focus on, you want to tap into your zone of genius. And what that means is we all have a way in which we do our best with our goals. And one way to do that is to really learn all you can about the area you're struggling with. Dig in deep so that you can become a genius at whatever it is you are trying to achieve. So if you are struggling with your finances, right, and you want to save more money, think about how you can do that, right? Go read a personal finance book. Maybe you might even want to just look at your expenses and your income and see if there are additional areas that you might be overspending. If you have business goals, maybe you want to pick up your clientele. And what ways can you do that? Are you maybe signing up to work with a coach? Just think about ways you can make yourself a genius in that area. So here's something you might want to put down in your journal. So I'm going to give you some journal prompts to use to help you. What area of my life would I like to focus on for my winter arc? Number 2, what area of my life am I working on consistent habits, and what are they? So what are those habits that you are wanting to form, right? And what should I take the time to learn about the area I want to work on, right? So I want you to think about what you want to work on, the habits you want to build, and then what might you need to learn. because a lot of us are not getting where we want to be because we have not educated ourselves in that area, and we're kind of like just throwing something at our goals and hoping that it sticks. The reality of it is we need to get crystal clear, we need to get knowledgeable, and we need to stack those habits. So that brings me to our next piece, where we are creating 3 action steps that we're going to take each day. Now, you can make that 1 to 3 action steps. It doesn't have to be 3, but we want to make sure that we are taking that consistent action on a daily basis, because habit stacking is going to get you where you need to be quicker. Okay? So, now the first thing, you will want to plan out when you're going to do your habits. So as I shared with you all, I'm working through fitness. So as I'm doing that, I know when I wake up in the morning, I'm listening into, my regular affirmations, and I am doing my body sculpting. So I have a body sculptor that I use on my arms, and I'm using on my stomach right now. And that has really, really helped me to tone up. So that's one habit I have. The other, as I shared with you all, I joined Pilates. And then my third habit that I have is I have a very high protein diet. So by focusing in on those 3 things, as I mentioned, I've already lost 5 pounds in 2 weeks, which I'm really excited about that. And I weighed myself, I think, last week. So, more weight might have dropped off. I'm not really big into focusing on that, but it lets me know I am getting towards my goals. So plan. When you plan and you know when you're going to do those habits, I write mine in my calendar. I know what days I'm going to Pilates, and I know what type of meals that I'm going to have that will have that high protein. That is going to help you really stick to what you are doing. It's going to be a routine. It won't be something you do randomly, because a lot of us may randomly do things and expect results. If you haven't done something, they say 21 days makes a habit. I really think 90 days is a better way to go, because it's almost like if you don't do it, you will be like, what? Like, why did I not do this? And you'll get right back to it, because it'll become normalized in your life and in your body and a part of your routine. So let's talk about habit stacking, which I kind of shared that a little bit. I do habit stacking. Like I said, I listen to my affirmations and I'm doing my body sculpting. Even if I am listening to a podcast when I'm like on the go, right? If you have that personal development goal or you're learning about your focus area, habit stacking makes things easier for you so you don't feel overwhelmed. My coach years ago, she talked about like, okay, I brush my teeth and I'm doing something else that's going to help me grow, right? I'm going for a walk and I'm doing something that's going to help me grow. Those are the things that you want to do, because it just gets your body moving, your mind moving, and it's imprinting in your daily life. Or if it's affirmations, it's imprinting in your subconscious mind. So just find ways to stack those habits, as opposed to trying to do every single individual thing and then you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have time to do all of this. You can make the time by stacking the habits of things that you're already doing. Just add it in there. Okay, next thing, I want you to commit to what you are doing with those actions. A lot of people don't really take accountability. They'll say they want something, but they really don't follow up with it. And that's why it might be good to get an accountability buddy. If there's someone that you love and trust and they want to see you grow and they're also trying to grow, maybe you should work together with them and they can motivate you to come in and to really, really get into your zone with your winter arc and what you are focusing on. Remember, you only have one thing, so that makes it a lot easier as opposed to doing multiple things. And then just finding your people that can help you. You might want to join a Facebook group. You might want to get into maybe a community, just somewhere where you know your area of focus, you have people around you that are wanting to do the same thing that you want to do as well. Now, another thing is making a checklist. I know it sounds simple, so I'm more of a self starter. I don't really need an accountability partner to get me going. Like, if I say I'm gonna do something, I just do it. And I always have been that way. I know that's not how everyone is. But for me, seeing my checklist in my calendar, or if I have one on my phone as well, just seeing that really puts me in a space where I am holding myself accountable and I'm checking things off for the day. That feels good to me. That feels like not only am I being productive, but I'm being consistent with what I promised myself. And the more you keep your promises to yourself, the better you feel about yourself. So while I love, glowing up and having my winter arc, it's beautiful. I also know that my self-esteem, my confidence is going to skyrocket when I keep my promises to myself. Now, a couple extra things. So this is going to be part one. I'll be doing part two at another time. So stay tuned for those of you who are watching me live. I will have that. Make sure you subscribe on my YouTube channel. Again, you can check out Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I record these episodes all the time and I update them regularly. So you can stay tuned to help you on your journey. So, what can help you is also listening to subliminal affirmations. Now, I'm going to share with you what those subliminals really are. So, I'm not sure if you all are familiar with the Gateway study, but this was something that was done, like, I believe it was in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. And there were actually some researchers who wanted to know exactly how our brain works, how we pick up things, what type of habits can we develop, does personal development really work? And what they found out is that basically whatever we imprint on our subconscious mind will become our reality. So our reality is made up of about 5% of our conscious mind. So right now we're using our conscious mind. We're here focused. We're thinking through, right? What I am able to pick up is only a small portion of what's really there. My life is ran by 95% of my brain. That's huge. And what that lets me know is that I need to take my power back by making sure my mind is being programmed every single day for what I want, not what the world wants, right? Because there are societal subliminals, pressure. There's also when you're listening into TV, it's tuning you. That's why I don't do TV like being on at night because I don't want anybody talking to my brain but me, or people that I trust when I'm listening to subliminals. It's important for you to do this. The more you train your brain, the better your reticular activating system, which is also called your RAS, it's going to go out and it will be able to pick up everything. So, for example, if you are wanting to manifest, let's say you want to save more money, right? Or maybe you want to make more money. Either way, let's say that you listen to your subliminal affirmations. All of a sudden, you're going to see so many new things come into you. It's going to be like amazingly exciting to see all of these new opportunities. They're going to show up. And it's not that the opportunities were never there. It's just that you were not paying attention to them with your reticular activating system. So I know that I've done this before with money. I would go for a walk, while listening to my affirmations, and I'd find money on the ground. Or I would get like a random check in the mail. So you have to train your brain in order to create whatever it is you desire. And subliminals are the best way to do that. So how to make those subliminals? I recommend you using the Parrot app. I would write down all the reasons why I didn't feel like I could achieve whatever that one thing is you're focusing on making better in your life for your winter arc and or 90 days. It depends on when you're listening into this. I would write that down, like, why don't I think I can achieve it? What is holding me back? I'm looking for limiting beliefs I may have. We all have them in a lot of different areas, and sometimes we have to break through those in order to see the success that we want. Once I have written all of those out, then I'm going to turn that around and debunk it. To debunk your limiting beliefs, you need to find evidence as to why your limiting beliefs are a lie. So I know for me, as I'm focusing in on fitness for my winter arc, I personally have had a lot of limiting beliefs because I was afraid to like lose weight too fast because I had done that before in the past and I gained the weight back. And so I was like, oh, I'm kind of scared to start losing weight because I don't want to do it too fast. When in reality, I could still lose the weight. I just have to slow it down in terms of the way that I did it. Instead of just doing fasting, which makes you drop weight fast, but it's easier to put it back on, I decided, okay, higher protein diet, making sure I'm getting my nutrients and doing exercises that won't bulk me because I bulk very fast. I'm a very muscular person. Literally, whenever my son was born, my doctor I was getting a C-section and it took him longer to cut my stomach open. He said, "You are a muscular woman." So those are just the things that kind of help me to know, okay, I can do this, but I just have to find different ways. And that's how you clear those limiting beliefs. Now, before I go on more to tell you about those subliminals, I will share this with you. I have a workbook, Journal Your Way to 100K, that can help you with any area of your life. Of course, I talk about money. I'm the money goddess, but you can do that routine that I just shared with you to create subliminals. I have so many other pieces in the workbook. You can go to shesworthy.org/journal to find that or grab it if you would like. Now, I do want to mention though, that as you are listening to those subliminals, you want to do that every single day for all 90 days, okay? Even if you don't want to create your own subliminals, which I highly recommend, there are others online on YouTube that you might like. Lisa Alexander is someone that I love her subliminals. She even talks about the usage of them. She goes into details about how we can make sure that those subliminals are going to work for us because she gives the list of affirmations. You want to know what people are saying. Don't let someone program your subconscious mind without you knowing, hey, this is okay for me to do. This is in alignment with the goals that I am looking to reach. Now, as you are listening to those subliminals, you're going to really begin to see changes. And I do want to point this out that let's say you really have a lot of resistance to your goal, because sometimes that happens. And you might not feel like making subliminals in like the law of assumption state, which would be to assume you already have it. So as you're making your subliminals, you might say, I am a six-figure earner and I have my dream house. That may not feel good to you right now because you are just opening yourself up. But the way and that you can process to do those subliminals are to first off create affirmations to kind of open your mind, right? Maybe do that the first 30 days. Maybe the next 30 days you do affirmations of have it, like I have this. This is mine. And then the next 30 days would be I am, whatever your goal is, right? So that is building up your faith. That's opening your brain up to be able to process what it is you are looking to achieve. You're not going too fast, because sometimes with subliminals, if you aren't quite there and you're starting to listen to something that's like, I have it now, like it's mine, or I am this, it might be past where you're ready for. And that's what a lot of people don't talk about. And that's why some people with manifestation, they have like nervous system issues. And they're like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. And they begin to self-sabotage. I'm giving you the real. I want you to be able to handle your manifestations and feel good about them. Feel confident, feel like you can handle it. So when we come back for part 2, I'm going to go into more details about how you can make these manifestations sustainable during your winter arc, or if you're doing this for 90 days and get all of the results that you truly, truly want. I love it. I love you guys, and we'll be back.